My dear brothers and sisters in the risen Lord, Wednesday of the 8th week of ordinary time, we are called for service and not for power. James Hudson Taylor was a renowned missionary in China and the founder of China Island Mission. When he was called to address a gathering in Melbourne in Australia, the chairman referred to him as our illustrious guest. When Taylor got up to address the gathering, he said, "Dear friends, I am only the little servant of the illustrious Master Jesus Christ." There was a young man who was staying with Taylor in the same room. Before they retired to their beds, the young man left his soiled shoes outside the room. In the morning, when he got up, he found his shoes cleaned and polished. Taylor had polished the shoes while he was asleep. Ministers and preachers are called for service and not for power and positions. In today's gospel, the two disciples of Jesus, James and John, approached Jesus and asked him to grant them honored position when he attained his glory. Kindly note, first note, the two disciples' prayer. These two disciples were ignorant about what they asked Jesus. They falsely believed that Jesus would establish a kingdom immediately, and ambitiously they endeavored to occupy the honored place in that kingdom without any deserved merit. Possibly, when Jesus said he will rise again, those two disciples mistook it to mean that Christ would rise and sit in his kingdom, and they, by presenting their petition first, would thus acquire the honor before the other disciples. We must appreciate their faith that Christ will one day attain his glory, but we must condemn their ignorance, their ambition, and their carelessness. Second note, the two disciples' ambition. Some scholars think that James and John were the sons of Salome, a cousin of Mother Mary. Salome was also one of the women who accompanied Jesus on his journeys and ministered unto him. Therefore, the disciples thought that Jesus was obliged to grant them their request because of their mother and his blood relationship to them. They prayed to Christ to promise the two seats of eminence when he established his kingdom. It is such a sad thing to note the vast gulf between Jesus' goodness and the disciples' depravity. When Jesus was speaking about his ignominy and excruciating death at the hands of his enemies, These disciples were dreaming of glorious power for themselves. With unspeakable tenderness and infinite understanding, Jesus puts up with the weakness and wickedness of his apostles. He answered patiently to their foolish ambitions. Although Jesus promised, ask and you will receive, Matthew chapter 7, verse 7. This promise should be submitted to his will and it is not to be abused. Ours is to perform our duties and leave the granting of the rewards to God. For it is his privilege to grant the rewards. Let us understand the precious gift of Jesus himself. May God bless you all. Amen.